All right, let's go. If you're tired, not feeling fit, tired, just not having a focus, tired, just not having the life that you deserve, this is your place to be. I'm Jason Yarusi. Today, let's talk about continuous improvement. I was listening to a podcast the other day, a founder's podcast, great podcast, and they were talking about Jiro, right? Jiro Loves Sushi is a documentary about a 3-star Michelin restaurant in Japan where the Japanese restaurant is actually in the subway. And Jiro, who is the owner proprietor of that restaurant, has known as the best in the world just because of his practices and his just all out extreme focus on what he does and only on doing it the best way each day, no matter what. Now he's in his mid 80s at that time of the movie, right? And just older now, is that each day he works on improving, even though he is considered the best. And the word that comes up is just improvement, right? Continuous improvement. Yet so many times in life, we complacent with exactly where we are. We say good enough. Oh, it's okay. Tomorrow's better. The next week will be the next chance. And we stop the narrative of actually working on ourselves. And then we ask ourselves, why are we not performing at the level we should be? Why are we not going outside of just the circumstances we have to be able to reach higher heights? Why don't we have the motivation? Why constantly do we not feel disciplined or motivated or able to persevere when times get tough? It's because we're not pushing ourselves daily when things are just average, right? Where we're letting average become our norm. Extraordinary is a word that simply just puts extra of ordinary. Yet ordinary becomes the way we treat life. And we don't realize that the little bit of extra right there creates all the difference. Operating on a high level, being a peak performer, being someone who steps outside of exactly where you are just takes that little bit of effort. 5% of your thoughts are conscious. That means 95% of the actions, the habits, the things, the thoughts, the things you do each and every day are happening subconsciously. They're just happening and you're just along for the ride. You have 80% of your day comprised of negative thoughts, meaning that the worries, the fears, the anxieties, right, that creep in each and every day just keep coming and you're not even conscious about it because it's just ripping you apart, whether you're with it or not. It's really extremely important to focus on how you're showing up. Focus on where your feet are. We are so focused on what's ahead, what's outside, what's happening around us, what's happening in social media, what happened in the world today, what's happening with President Trump. We're so worried about, what's the next thing that's out there, but we forget to actually focus on ourselves right where we are today and right where we stand today. We no longer are self-aware about how we're showing up, no longer aware of just how we're acting because we're not even focused to be able to pay attention on where we stand. And what happens is that level of really pushing ourselves to improve daily, we're not patient for it. We're so impatient because the results that we get each and every day are so small that we just don't accept it because we assume that if we do something, we have to get this immediate result, reaction, or something that just rewards us for what has happened. There's the story of the children when they were younger, right? They did this test where they put a child in a room and they put a donut on a table and they would wait. They would wait 5 minutes. And if that kid went and ate that donut, right, compared to another kid, go in there and that kid would just wait 5 minutes, he would actually get a second donut. And over time, they watched these kids for decades. And the kids who had the ability to stay disciplined and not eat that first donut when they were told to wait the 5 minutes and wait for that second donut were something like 80 times more successful than the first kid that immediately just jumped in there and had to eat the donut, had to get the immediate satisfaction, immediate gratification. If you look at your life today, are you being patient? Are you being persistent? Are you understanding that the little things you try to do each and every day, that you have to continue to look and seek improvement in your life, seek to have something better in your life, not just take average for what it is, not say, oh, I can just be ordinary. You can live the best life. You can live a great life. You can exceed beyond measures, beyond means, but you cannot tolerate just being average and being lack or less. Be conscious about how you're showing up. Be conscious about how you're reacting, how you're talking, about how you're thinking. Be conscious about how you stand, right? How your posture is, how you present yourself to other people. Be conscious about how you are acting out there in the world. We have so much happening around us now. We have so many things happening out there where, in fact, it's becoming almost just acceptable for people to act like complete idiots. is to act wild and just act out of control. They can't control their emotions. They can't control how they feel. And we need strong men to come back into this world, to be in control of their thoughts, control of their emotions, to go and take back control of their life so they can show what a life well lived actually looks like. That's Live 100 at the greatest peak, to show up, to say what you're going to do, and to actually do it, and to bring others along the journey with you. That's the true test. That's what it takes to continually improve, to be your best self each and every day. That's what I have for today. I'm Jason Yarusi. That is the Live 100 podcast. Let's do this.